This should be an interesting discussion. So the question is, why did Sadhguru change his lifestyle, buy a motorcycle, leave his disciples, leave his old life, and travel the world now? So this is not meant to be any criticism at all. It's just a learning. Life is a learning experience. We're here to learn. Like, what is life trying to teach us? Now, if anybody's familiar with Sadhguru, he became a pretty famous guy. He was going around the world giving all kinds of talks about uh, how to live life. He had all this knowledge, good advice about how to I don't know, this kind of knowledge about how to have a good marriage, how to be happy, how to do this, how to do that. It's like one of these how-to gurus. And millions of people liked him. They would come, put him on stage. He'd have an answer for everything. So the question would be also, why would such a person leave everything, buy a motorcycle, and just travel the world? Why would he leave his old life? Well, this may be some speculation in here, but maybe not. Because actually, I kind of have a position like that as a guru for many years, actually. And I would never think, I don't know, at least at this point, I cannot even conceive of leaving my old life because it never gets old. What I'm doing never gets old. It got old for him. Why? Well, actually, I shared some classes about this. To me, Sadhguru was very much like King Solomon, in the example of King Solomon in the Bible. He was like that. King Solomon had an answer for everything. Every question, about life. He had all like the greatest wisdom and knowledge about the world. But at the end of his life, he said, this wisdom and this knowledge is all futile. I'm not happy. So that was King Solomon. And I knew it was only a matter of time for Sadhguru to figure out the same thing. At least he did it before he died. See, because the knowledge of the world is not enough to make one happy. See, the knowledge of the world is not enough. You need another kind of, there's a special kind of knowledge. Knowledge that doesn't get old, it's ever fresh. That's the kind of stuff we're into here, Man, every day I give a class or a talk, Problem usually, a lot of people can't ask me questions. They don't seem to, not up to that, consciousness, where they're able to do it or something. But still, we talk. We share knowledge here also. But this knowledge never gets old. But the knowledge of the world gets old. And that's what happened. What I see, my interpretation of Sadhguru is he just got bored, man, Bored with answering questions, having a question to answer about everything mundane. And if there was any spiritual question, it would be something outside of his understanding. Because if he had full understanding of what is spirit and what is matter, and find out that what matters to real spiritual persons is spirit, then there would be no question of leaving such a life or leaving disciples, because this is real life. See, real life is real knowledge. Real knowledge is knowledge that is lasting and also distinguished, that knowledge distinguished from what isn't lasting. See, the kind of knowledge that I saw Sadhguru was into was stuff that doesn't last. You know, it's a temporary world. So people, they need, if they want a real guru, see, Sad Guru means eternal guru. Obviously, he's not the eternal guru because he left. You didn't have, if you have eternal knowledge, it just gets better and better and better. You know? Matter of fact, the reason why he had so much of a big following is because most of the people don't know what is real knowledge. They're attracted still in the world, the masses, to knowledge about the world. Just answer my mundane questions, you know, to do with my body, in my material mind, in my material emotions. Just solve that problem. But nobody can solve it very well unless you're really in touch with spirit, man. Unless you really have what's called transcendental knowledge, spiritual knowledge, knowledge that transcends the material universe. Now, that knowledge, it's like there's a story in the Vedas about Ananta Sesh. Ananta Sesh is always, he's always discussing and talking about the glories of Krishna, and, you know, and the absolute truth. Always, never gets bored, constantly, kind of like what we do. You know, every you know, we give classes and talks about knowledge, and even more than that, about ecstasy. You know, you never see Sadhguru with an ecstatic expression. It's all about knowledge. That's why he got bored, man. Unless you start relishing transcendental ecstasy, you're going to get bored. He got bored, man. Yeah, this is boring, man. Let me get a motorcycle and start traveling around the world. Traveling around the world and do something different. See, that's the worldly knowledge. It's like that. See what you guys have to say here. How do I do this? Here we go. All right. Yeah, Bhagavan Rajneesh, he was also a guy like that. He was a yogi. He had wisdom, but it becomes futile. It, you know, everybody has their, yeah, you could say that in a sense, the universe or God, whatever you want to think, Krishna, Christ, provides a teacher and a teaching for people of different calibers. You know? So we got all kinds of stuff and all kinds of teachings going on in the world. But one is really lucky when you find somebody that gives you real transcendental knowledge. And as I say, the way you know you got it, it's always interesting. It could be very simply shared, but it's very practical, very useful, very ecstatic. It awakens spiritual bliss and emotions in one's body. That's what we got here, man. This kind of knowledge. You know, because of it, I don't. The furthest thing in my mind is to ever leave even one day of this. It just every day is ever fresh and ever deepening. You know, and this is what I mean. To me, this is my sharing with the world, with the disciples of Sadhguru, with Sadhguru himself, with the ISKCON gurus, with the popes and the with the ministers. Hey, man, find somebody who is in touch with real spiritual, transcendental knowledge and ecstatic, rapturous happiness. And you found the key of life, because that's real life. If you got real knowledge, you get real life from that. And it continues forever. It's ever fresh, ever deepening, ever enriching to the soul. It awakens the soul that's dormant in most people. Otherwise, you have to just learn the experience of Sadhguru and his followers. You will abandon that kind of knowledge because it's not strong enough. Learn a lesson from King Solomon. Now you can learn a lesson from the living King Solomon, Sadhguru. It wasn't enough, that knowledge. Right? See? So anyway, in our little Sadhu Sangha program, we have knowledge here too. So I invite everybody to come and listen and see what you think. All you followers of Sadhguru, you got to have somewhere to go. Why don't you come here? It's free. Here, I think he charged it, but you got to live in the ashram and it costs you a fortune. What do those guys do in the ashram now? They go, oh, where Guru's left, he's riding a motorcycle around. So anyway, you can come here for free, Facebook Live every day, and see from your own experience about this knowledge. See if it's luscious, amazing, wonderful, like many of us are feeling. See if it's really enriching and awakening to the soul. Huh? How about that? You know, why not give this a try? You guys that might be feeling disappointed in your Sadhguru, just consider this an act of mercy of the universe or God or truth to give you the opportunity now to hear this kind of knowledge and compare it. You know, no blind belief here. Just come and listen and hear and discuss, ask questions. That goes for anybody in any religious system like ISKCON and Gaudiya Smiti, Gaudiya Smat, Catholic Church, Christian churches. Just come, listen to this knowledge. I tell you, it's very different. And you see for yourself. Spend 30 days listening regularly and give us your conclusion. Why not? It's not going to cost you anything. The best things in life are really free. Yeah, the air. Can you imagine? The air is free. Could you imagine living without it? Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I can't imagine living without the kind of knowledge I get here every day, even though it comes out of this mouth, because it's almost like it's channeled from this very deep source. It gives me life, gives me happiness. Real knowledge, lasting. It's like the kind of stuff that Jesus would say, heaven and earth will pass away, but my words won't. This is so eternal, the kind of stuff we're into here. So why not give something like this a try? Check it out. Yeah. Don't be waylaid by, people think, oh, the guy's just got a hat. And where's his neck beads? Where's his symbols of being a religious person? How about just let the internal truth, see what you hear, not what you see on the surface. Yeah. So I think it's about time for something like this. So Johan says, Freddie meets more than one person who follows so-called spiritual masters, but none of them are happy. When Freddie started to speak, they don't want to hear him, probably. Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to believe in him. They want to hear him. Well, that's because people, this is the way the world is. The world of Maya. People believe that which is not really the ultimate truth is the ultimate truth. So anyway, someday, by good fortune, one will meet somebody who speaks to them real knowledge that's lasting, that enriches their life forever. And they'll never leave it. I would never leave this. So who knows what life that will be in. Anyway, people have an opportunity now. They can come here and listen. Yeah, Janaki says, I do, and I hear her always. Yeah, obviously, it must be interesting then. She comes every day, not only listens to me, but everybody else that is also speaking in our Sangha, our associates, our friends, our disciples. No, they want to stay with Freddie, going on listening to him. Oh, really? Oh, that's good. All right. Hey, that's a big win for God, for truth. Yeah. Okay, so that's about what I wanted to say about Sadhguru. So I'm going to stop now, and we'll be back. When I get to a coffee shop after I do a bit of a walk, then we'll do something. Yeah, I need more. There's more truth, man. More and more truth. Bye now. Have a nice day, everybody. And thank you, Sadhguru, for your example, for going around teaching and everything and then giving it up, because that's a very good example that there must be some more deeper knowledge. So that's great. It's really great. I think it's really awesome. Gives me a chance to also share my perspective or our perspective on the this stuff. Okay, take care, man.